Hey guys, welcome back. Have been in the world of startup for many years. Have worked with many companies as their technological team lead. Have actually organized and set up the whole, tech environment, tech setup, as well as suggested them like how to make the whole startup good and go. Overall, today I'm going to solve or discuss one of the problem, that is why startup fail. What is the reason like many startups are getting failed? What are the reason like how we can make them successful? What are the mistakes or what are the learning we can get from their mistakes? As well as I'll be discussing some five startups and their stories, as well as the way they have approached and what method they have approached to get their success what they are looking for. So this is all have been sharing here just for the understanding, like if you have a startup idea, if you want someone to get it developed, that is good, but still you need to take care of these all aspects which we are discussing today to make sure like your startup get success. So let's begin. So as we are going to discuss the today's problem, that is why startup fail and how to make a successful startup. Many times people feel like my idea is very awesome, my idea is very creative, and once you get the idea, it is like a motivation, like it is like a jolt, or it is like a full power in you, and you think like, okay, once I click it, I will be the millionaire or billionaire of the next week. But just to tell you, ideas are very common. On an average life, if you consider, every human being get 20 ideas on average, which can be commercialized and make them a successful. So idea is not a key. The key is implementation. The key is sustaining. And the key is how we make that thing possible. Okay, how we reach the right audience, how we get that thing developed. If we put our whole energy and whole concept in just developing something which no one is willing to buy, then what is the use of it? Understood? So ideas are good. You need to initiate with the ideas, but don't focus only on ideas. There is some other ways around which help you to make your ideas successful, which we have done already with many startups, which is already proven and written by many people, and that the same which we are going to here discuss on a practical experience basis. So these are some past work which I am going to share with you, or these are the some past startups which actually we have worked on and together with them to bring them on the success. There are different situations, different scenarios, but they are from different industries, even different segment and work around. They have a different target audience, but still they have a one common thing, that is lean startup model approach. Definitely you might have heard about Eric Rice. He has written this particular thing, but we had experienced that. We had actually seen like whatever thing is been mentioned in the lean startup model, if we apply them on each and every startup, how they make the difference. If we actually apply them on the model, on the way, on the workaround system, how they bring them to the nearest success. So that only we are going to discuss today. Today we are going to discuss like how practically we can apply lean startup in any of our startup idea, and once we apply it, how that will make an impact, how actually it help us to reach to a success, and what are the rules and regulations we need to follow. First of all, these are some common questions which people have for lean startup. How lean startup change everything, what is the lean startup principle, what is the lean startup life cycle, when to go for a lean startup, how to do a lean startup. These are the very key questions which people have. These are the problems which people have, because they might read the book, like they understand the lean startup, but they need to practically understand where to apply, and they also need to see like if they apply that thing, how that is impacting their whole cycle, or how that is making that thing more easy and good. So let's start with the rule one without wasting much time. Number one is build, measure, learn, feedback loop. Definitely it is easy to hear like build, measure, learn. So what that mean? That means like you need to build, you need to provide to the customer for the feedback, you need to understand the challenges, and you need to build again, provide again, get the feedback, build again, provide again, get the feedback, and this loop will make you in an iteration process of making a successful product as well as a loyal customer set on the initial basis. Now, let me share the experience of Snatch. Snatch is one of the startup where it is like a job provider, like it's like a community based job provider platform where people post a job and the other people take the job. Okay, and the person who take the job, they can perform all the tasks as needed and get paid accordingly. Now here, the build, measure, learn, how we have implemented or how we have used. You know, we could have done like we could have developed the whole design, whole application, everything, and then come to the market. But no, what we did, like we distributed the key modules, like which all are the key modules are here. Here the key modules is job posting. Another key modules is accepting and getting connected. Now the key modules, the third key module was chatting. The fourth key module was payment, and carries on. So what to do? Should I include chat and payment right now on the version 1? No, that is the lean model process. The version was only just make a post, submit a post, get the feedback. Like it is like you post a job and the other person take a job and you both get connected. We show them each other phone numbers and another detail, and those guys just do the WhatsApp each to each other, get the perform done and provide rating and reviews. Just simple as post, get connected, rating, review, post, get connected, rating, review. In this way we got an idea like which type of people are using it, and more specifically which type of jobs are getting placed here. And once we got that idea, then we can easily modify our layout, our elements, our component to that job post to make it easy. For example, dog walking was most of the popular, so we had made it more easy. Now you can select the category of the dog, you can easily select it, how many minutes you want to get a walk. So this made it more advanced, this made it more user friendly, and people are loving it. Then on the later phase, when we are done with one phase and it's build, measure, feedback loop, then we went for other functionality like chatting, payment gateway, added that, given to the people, got the feedback, redevelop, and this way. This will take time. Once you have an idea, you can get everything get developed in 2 or 3 months and get it show to the market. But once you have like a build, measure, learn, feedback model, then this will take time. But at the end, the success ratio is very high. You will be happy with the success ratio, and you will definitely get some good feedback which actually out of your mind. You might not have those thoughts in your mind, but these will really change the world. And that has happened with this project. Rule number 2, everything is grand experiment. Now try to understand, everything is grand experiment. Why? Because you don't actually stick to the same rule. You need to make different places for different experiment. Like whenever you do an experiment, you have different hypotheses. Okay, like this is going to be happen this is going to be happen this is going to be happen this, and this is going to happen this. On the basis of the hypothesis, you perform your experiment and the results are shown to conclude your hypothesis is correct or not. The same thing is happen with this rule. So when you apply this rule, what you need to do, or what we have done with Karim now, it is something like there was a couple of hypotheses. Number 1, people will see all the restaurants and their ratings and review on the app. Number 2, people will go to the Google map within the application to reach the restaurant. Hypothesis number 3, people will ask for a delivery of a food by the app. Number 4, people will make the payment of their food bill by the app. These are the 4 hypotheses we created, and we experiment how we actually went in the reverse direction. So for example, our hypothesis number 1 was people will go to the restaurant, or people will see the app for getting the list of the restaurant, their ratings and reviews and direction. So that was our hypothesis. Now for that, what we done, we back only worked on those set of functionality, created a MVP on that and provided to the people with all those sort of needed, given a good set of data. So when the people is standing somewhere, they can easily locate the restaurant near to it with the Google map or something like that. And then what happened, our hypothesis got correct. But in this experimental mode, you need to set like how much data or how much people will make your hypothesis correct. You can't go like, okay, 10 people are using, so it is correct. You have to understand like, oh, my idea is this, my hypothesis is this. Now if, for example, 10,000 people have subscribed to yes, then okay, I will go for it. Only 100 people have subscribed, then the hypothesis is wrong. I need to change to something else, or I need to change to some other audience, or I need to change to some other idea. So this will help us, like, when we are experimenting everything, then we need to consider different hypotheses and work on that. That work for Karim now, and that will surely work for you. Rule number 3. Now this is the most interesting rule. Here actually I am telling you to not to get develop anything unless you go for this. This is different MVP models. Now how it is? Many times what happen, like, we create, we develop, and then go for a customer for a sale. But some smart people do what, like, they sell and then create. They sell and then create. Try to remember the formula. The benefit of getting it sell and then create is like, you are assured, like, things are controlled by you. You are assured those will not create any, you do have a customer for that. So what X Factor did? X Factor did what, before implementing the whole startup in that particular city, they know like from where or what type of startup it is. They created a video, put it on Instagram, and try to see the people's feedback. They made a landing page and try to see the people log in, like sign up process. They actually created some concept and shared with the people and got the feedback. Like, they have not invested a single money in setting up the startup in their city, but before that only they have actually invested a money to make the thing or to test the thing, like, is it workable or not, it is doable or not. So that is same which we are doing. We can make a video of our idea, like, Dropbox has did that, before launching they created a video to get an idea like people love it or not. The same way we can create a video of that idea. You can actually make an MVP that is like a precise MVP, like very small thing or a landing page or something which give an idea and see the sign up. Or you can actually, do that work manually, but in front you say like, okay, this is a robotic system, would people love it or not? So in this way you can see like, okay, how people are reacting. Do people love your idea? Do they have a craze? What type of feedback they have? And then you can take the feedback, take their love, and bring the real thing in the time. Don't worry. Don't worry about those customers who sign up in the initial process and you don't have anything to provide them. You can give them a pre-booking slip. You can give them an email like, yes, you are at the right place, but we are still under process, and within some duration when we launch it, you will be the first one to get the access. You can give them any gift voucher, you can give them anything or any small gifties, but still this process help you to, authorize or even, get rectify like your MVP model is good even without spending a single money in its developing or setting up. Rule number 4. This is like an engine of growth. Why engine of growth? For example, you cleared the MVP model, you created your, the audience expectation, you got the feedback, you created something. Now, how to get new audience and what are the 3 methods which we need to apply in the startup? Sticky engine, growth engine, paid engine. These are very much well-known things are there. Now, what is sticky? Sticky is something like, you make something, offer to the customer, then make something more. Then make something more. Like your R&D is so much continuous, so that your customer don't go or don't leave you. Gillette can be a good example for that. They bring up some, razor, then within short duration, they bring up some more razor. With some feedback and something, they bring up something more. So this make a continue, upgradation in their R&D segment. And whatever customer they have acquired, that won't leave there. They use them on the continuous basis. They use them on the longer duration. Growth engine. Growth engine is something like, used by like a viral engine or something. For example, it is your assumption like if you get some customer, okay, then you request them like if you refer to multiple people, you will get a discount. So you expect like half of the customer are something which you acquired, and more than half of them are those which came from the reference. If this model work, it is a like a rapid growth model. It is like a virus model, and many social network sites are all people do that. Like how they work, they ask you to bring more people and get some gift. They ask you to bring more thing and get some gift, and this model work at some stages, but the overall concept is you get someone and ask them to bring someone more, and that make the thing more cool. Paid engine. Paid engine is something like you do the marketing on social media, XYZ, Google ad or anywhere. You get the acquire the customer. But paid engine work when you have a longer life cycle, or the whole volume or the whole life cycle of the customer is going to be more than the acquisition cost. For example, if you acquire someone for $10, but he has a life cycle of spending $1,000 on your website, then this is a good way of paid engine, and that is doable. Now we are at rule number 5. Now this is a very a gray area rule, I must say. Why gray area? Like you need to pivot or preserve your strategies. Many times if you have a startup idea, you don't do that. You actually feel like, okay, this is not doable, but Perfect Wheel have done it. How they done it? They have created some separate strategies. Their strategy number 1 was like they want to get the delivery done by the third parties. So they want to acquire the third party drivers as well as the courier setup and want to test how it goes. When they tried that, their strategies got failed. It doesn't succeed because people on the other side, like the third parties, were not that much reliable and people were not getting the deliveries on the time. So how they did, they actually made a direct contact or contract with some companies or hired some people but made them permanent for delivery, and then used their model of online delivery system of the courier. Now this work. Why? Because the other persons are responsible for delaying. The other persons are responsible for loss. And the platform is not only a connecting platform but a delivery platform. This way they have actually made a contract with many companies instead of directly driver and make a acquisition on a longer duration. So their first strategy of getting a contract with a directly driver was pivoted, but the second strategy of getting a contract with a companies are preserved. So in this way we have to actually see which strategy work and then we need to use or remove the same. So overall, in the end, the success ratio of the startup is on the hand of how we implement, and this lean startup model is the one which give you a good confidence, because end of the day you don't want to develop something which no one willing to pay or no one willing to buy. So do try the lean model with your startup idea, go for it, and it has a really good success ratio, because if you fail, you fail at very initial level. If you fail, you will learn something which give you a more idea how to succeed, and in this way it works well. So overall, this is something you should try and go for it, and that is all my suggestion is. Still, if you need any help or something, we are there and definitely love to provide you the same. Thank you. Have a great day.